The symphony experience is impossible to describe in one word, but I would say that considering that, again, it speaks to everyone and it speaks to everyone differently, the symphony experience is thus magic.
When we walk out onto the stage, it's a little bit different from many other forms of live music because a lot of the time the audience has been sitting there, they've been waiting, maybe there's been, like an opening band or something. With us, we kind of trickle out one by one, and then there's that magical moment of silence where the audience isn't really talking to each other anymore and everyone's just kind of waiting.
When I raise the baton, it's actually called the upbeat. It is the beat that sort of precedes the very first sound that you're going to hear. And everyone's in it together. We're all on the same page. We're all doing it as part of a community of musicians on stage. And the fact that we're all doing it together, I think, really helps drive the focus and helps drive the intensity of the experience.
Growing up, whenever Mom was driving, classical music was on. Whenever Dad was driving, it was the golden oldies. We moved to Kingston in 2013, and when we found out there was a symphony, we checked it out.
I really didn't grow up with any sort of classical music, and when James sort of broached the subject of going for the first time, I wasn't really interested, but I'm always up for going out and getting out of the house, and I ended up loving it.
I'm an emotional person. I wear a lot of my feelings on my sleeve, and people usually know. And music is a way to express that and kind of let it out. But also, I like the idea that somebody is sitting in the audience and being taken through the range of their emotions as well.
It can be sometimes quite meditative, sometimes not, depending on the music, but it's always such a pleasant experience because of the live music, the talent of the musicians in the orchestra.
Being able to play with the caliber of musicians we get to play with, whether it's the people in the orchestra or the guest artists we get in, some of Canada's or the world's best classical musicians, you get to play with them, and great opportunity, and very lucky to be able to do that.
I think people have this image in their head of Niles and Fraser Crane going to the symphony, but nothing could be further from the truth. I think I see every walk of life in there, every age group, every demographic you can imagine.
We do not expect the audience to show up in suit and tie or tails. We just want to see people there. We want to get to know them, we want to reach them on some level.
I feel like it's really important as a person to have that shared emotional experience and to be able to just go through it together. And we never forget that we're performing for a live audience. We say listen live, listen local. It's all about live performance. It's the best way to experience this great art, and we're so happy to be doing it day in and day out at the Kingston Symphony.